Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Bob from Southwest Michigan Sales. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do this video on the shipping. Shipping for my website is actually quite complex, to be honest with you. You have to have different options for people on how they want to ship the items, such as media mail for like DVDs, CDs, books, things that are media. And then there's ground advantage, and there's also priority mail and express, which is through the post office. Then you have UPS, and I do have a specialty account set up with UPS for UPS SurePost. SurePost, what that is excuse me. SurePost is where UPS handles the package all the way until it gets to the buyer's destination zip code or city, and then it's handed off to the post office, and then the post office does the final leg of delivery to the recipient, the buyer in other words. And then I also have FedEx as well. I have tried. If you go on my site, add anything to the cart, it's probably about 99% of the time that FedEx is the most expensive shipping option. With having your own website and being an independent business, you have to have your own accounts with these companies. It's not like eBay where you can take and get in on the eBay discounted rates. You have your own set business rate. Sometimes you can beat eBay's rates, and other times you are way off and you are higher than eBay's rates. It's just a part of the business. Also, another thing, all of my shipping rates, when I first started, I had it generating the rates exactly what I was going to be charged, which was fine. Very small business at the time, and I felt that was okay. As I went along, I started realizing that I was making mistakes. Mistakes happen sometimes, and I was growing at the same time as well, to be honest with you guys. I was using BigCommerce's shipping software at the time, and it does not have the ability to take, if somebody buys 3, 4, 5, 6 items at one time, to figure out, okay, what's the next size box and how much is shipping going to end up being. They don't have that ability to take, they just take that one box and they bill it, and then the next item they put and then they bill that on top. It makes shipping quite expensive. So I needed something to be able to be more transparent, easier for the customers to increase sales. So I ended up going with Shipper HQ. They are by far the biggest expense that my business has to date. This is not something that's inexpensive by any means. I am currently paying $325 every single month to them for Shipper HQ. It's a lot of money. Also, for those items, you have to take and you have to create boxes or packages, in other words, what the product is going to go in. I have well over 200 and some boxes that are considered on my website. I will turn my screen around a little bit later and show you guys some of the different boxes on my computer screen and show you what boxes I have. Is it perfect? By no means, no. I know recently I had a package that went out. I have been recording lately items that I've been selling, but I will be honest with you guys, I have screwed up and I did not record some of the items I sold. I forgot. I was in a hurry to get the items out, and I like to ship same day or very next day. I'm still in that phase of building my business up, and I believe that getting your items out fast will increase buyer confidence and also increase word of mouth and people saying, hey, this business ships quick. So that was my focus. My focus wasn't thinking, hey, you need to record this to show that it sold. But anyway, Shipper HQ, they're a good company to deal with. It is considered as an app on the BigCommerce platform. And like I said, it cost me $325 a month for that service. I have well over 200 and some different boxes. So let's say, for instance, somebody buys a DVD, which I have a ton of DVDs listed right now. Well, every DVD that I put for sale, because I know the package size, I generally pack them quite well. I don't like, myself personally, when I used to buy movies online for my own collection, people would just stick in a bubble mailer, and oftentimes I would get a broken or damaged case. So what I've done is I will bubble wrap the movie once and then stick newspaper around it to cushion that package, and it ends up making the package out at 11 inches long by 9 inches wide, and then I usually put 2 inches in for a height because of the paper, the stuffing that I'm putting in. So if somebody buys 3-4 of those items, what it'll do is it'll keep the original length of the package, which was the 11, but it will take and add the other ones. And then it will take a bigger box that I have and calculate it into that box. Most of the time, it's pretty accurate, but it does have issues. It's the same thing with eBay. Anybody that sells on there as well, you know what I'm talking about when it takes and way overcharges the customer or does something along those aspects. Also, too, I had a customer several months ago from North Dakota. This gentleman actually bought the largest item I have ever packed in my entire life. It was almost a 6-foot tall blow mold. And he also bought a camel blow mold from me. I actually called him and spoke to him, wanted to make sure that he was aware of the damage on the one in the nose, actually. And he said he was totally fine with it. So, but anyway, my website, because I have Shipper HQ, it knew, because of the box sizes that I have on my site, it knew that both of those items were not able to go into one box. So it took those items and put them into 2 boxes and calculated 2 different shipments, because I have those size boxes in there. The same thing with anybody else. If they buy something, it's going to take and it's going to calculate that, okay, what is the best method? What is the best way for this buyer to possibly save money on shipping? The same thing with, I had someone recently that bought VHS movies from me. They did buy, if I remember correctly, right, one Nintendo 64 game, and I think, oh, there was an Nintendo Wii. It was a Nintendo Wii video game as well. So they had like 5 or 6 items that went to Ohio, and that particular person actually paid and had it shipped UPS. I'm getting to the point where I'm shipping a lot more items UPS, and I get pretty decent rates on with that company. But I will tell you guys right now, I do not charge exact rates. I have my website. I originally did 3%, and it's come back to bite me a few times. So I have upped that to 6% over shipping rates. That is the amount of money if somebody buys something for $10. Excuse me, not for $10, but if somebody buys something, let's say for $20, and the shipping rate happens to be $10, it's going to take and it's going to quote the customer at $10.60 because it's supposed to be charging 6% over what my actual rates are. The reason I do that is I've got to try to recoup some of that $325 every single month that I have going out to Shipper HQ to be able to use that platform and to be able to use that service. Like I said, it's not perfect. I probably am one of the largest companies that they have. I mean, I'm not for sure on that, but I get that vibe because whenever I need to add additional boxes, I was always able to do that until approximately 6 to 9 months ago. And they've started limiting me that when I have to get additional boxes, I have to actually take and email them and say, hey, can you have it where I can take and add 5 additional boxes? Right now, I generally only add about 1 every month to 2 months. I'm trying not to add that many more because I just have a sneaking suspicion they may try to start adding some kind of a fee. Pray to God not. I'm already paying enough, I feel like, $325 a month. But they seem to be a good company to work with. Now, they do have the option that you can pay yearly, where if you pay yearly, it's like almost just under $3,600. And you get, if I remember right, it pretty much equates to 1 month free, but you have to have $3,500 up front. And I just didn't have it. Now, the previous year, I had it up front. This year, I was just too tight. I've focused on investing. I've been outsourcing, and I put money into that. Also recently, too, I don't know if you guys see, but behind me, my mom, she's 78, and bless her heart, she actually the last few days has been working fever, so I have been the muscle behind it, but I bring them to her, and these are completely full of VHS tapes. So I actually even have a ton of DVDs as well that she's going to work on getting into these plastic crates. We used to have them in boxes. If you go back in some of my old videos, I'm sure you'll see that in some of the videos. But as far as shipping is complex. Also, too, having your own business, you don't get those boxes that eBay sends out to you. I have to use refurbished or recycled, however you want to word them, those type of boxes. I have a Menards store in my hometown. I also have a Myers, which is generally in the Midwest, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, I think they're in. And I go there and I have 2 different employees, particularly at the Myers in my hometown, that save boxes for me quite regularly. So Heather, Q, either one of you happen to see this video, from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you to both of you. You both have been a blessing. Heather, I know, recently told me that she is possibly transferring to a different job. If she does, I hope all goes well. But you have been a blessing for the boxes that you have saved for me up to this point. So I just want to say thank you for that. Shipping, you have to figure out what's best for yourself. I will tell you right now, for the Shipper HQ, I would not have to pay the $325 a month if I kept my business more simplified. Say, for instance, if I just sold DVDs or just sold VHS or just sold video games, because they're generally only one size. But with my business, the people are always buying something different. You have to be in lots of different categories, I feel, to make a living, because things are constantly and everly changing all the time. But moving forward, just do the best you can on shipping. I'm sure I'm missing things or forgetting to tell you guys some things about shipping. I didn't write, again, anything down on this video. It's just coming straight out of my head. But you just have to take and do the best you can for shipping. Right now, I would say that maybe 1 out of every 100 packages that I ship out, people will sponge the extra money and go priority mail, which I do have priority mail boxes here. But in the last, I'd say, year to 2 years, definitely, people just don't pay priority mail. They don't. It's more expensive. It makes it easier for me. If my website happens to really make a mistake or overcharge, and I feel like it's in my best interest to make the customer happy, I may sponge for that extra money myself and pay for priority mail. I have done that a few times. Anything in excess, I would say generally, if my website was to charge too much money for shipping, I would definitely reach out to the customer, let them know, and refund them. So far, since I've done my business, I've only done that once, where I did contact the customer out and say, hey, my site just really overcharged you on shipping, and I did issue them some money back as a refund, and they were thrilled. Also, too, if somebody sees on my website and they feel like shipping is like way off, you're welcome to reach out to me. I'm human. I do make mistakes. I possibly may have entered a wrong number in the shipping as well. So that's things that just happen. And instead of rambling on and everything like that, let's go ahead and I'm going to reach forward here and I will bring you guys here to it. And I'm going to get into my site and I'm going to show you Shipper HQ. So just a moment, guys. Okay. Right here is where you see there's boxes. And you see here underneath where it says name, there's a box there. It shows 15, 11, 14. That is the actual size of the box. Next one underneath is 11, 8, 3. But also if you go over here and you hit where it says packing rules. Okay. And then there's actually a default. I have certain size boxes also for media as well. But I can go over here and I can hit edit. Oops. Okay, and then we just all right, scroll down. All right, possible boxes. You see all those boxes there, guys? Hopefully this thing is focusing. It looks to me like it is on my camera. And I forgot about this. The beauty of this computer, I can just touch it. But you see all these boxes, guys? This is absolutely kind of insane. The one that I do not use much, I actually did away with the large flat rate box recently to use it because I was going to need additional boxes, so I just decided to change it. Very, very few people go with those small flat rate boxes. That's just something that's not popular. But you can see right there all the different size boxes. There's easily well over 200 and some different boxes. And what's kind of cool too is it says right there possible boxes. So there's a ton. Okay, let's go over here to home. I want to show you guys this real quick as well. Okay, now let's go to just products and add. Okay, right here is the dimensions and weight. You can see it right there. So the depth is actually the length of the box. Ounces, everything I have to enter in, I have to enter in ounces. You don't do like 1 pound 6 ounces or 1 pound 8 ounces. If something is generally like 1 pound 1 ounce, I'll generally enter it in as 2 pounds, which is 32 ounces. The reason I do that is I have to take it and I have to keep track of every single item. If something weighs like 1 pound 2 ounces, I have to guesstimate and I have to figure out, okay, how much is bubble wrap? How much is tape? How much is the box? How much extra weight? Also, whenever I get something, I actually take and I have the boxes and I number the boxes and I have them in storage. So, and if somebody happens to buy that item, I just go grab the box. So I'm not looking and looking and looking and looking like a crazy man trying to figure out, okay, where's that box or where do I find a box that size? That can get quite frustrating. I would like to someday down the road take and actually have probably 14, maybe 15 boxes that I would buy and have those boxes generally used a lot more. But there's so many different items and so many different sizes of so many different items and different boxes you need. It would make it insane to actually have every one of those boxes in stock. So like I said, I do recycle and reuse a lot of boxes. None of the boxes are new. The only thing that I have that's new are my bubble mailers, things like that. So also too, where it shows shipping details. If I list a DVD, if I list a CD, a book, anything like that, click here to see how it brings it down and it shows right there and it shows media mail. I have to make sure that I'm clicking media mail. And then also for my dimensional rules, I have to absolutely make sure that I hit media every single time that I list something that is media related. So that way my website is like, wait a minute, this item is media. This person can get media mail. Another thing too, if somebody buys something that is not media related, it is going to X out the media mail option. It is not going to offer that option to the buyer. Like for instance, the person that recently bought some VHS tapes and bought a Nintendo 64, it did not give that buyer a media mail option because he had items in his cart that were not media mail related. So just to give you guys that information. So I believe I've covered this pretty well on the shipping. I'm absolutely certain there are items that I have forgot or I did not mention. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to take and leave the comments on the video. Also too, I greatly appreciate everyone that has recently subscribed. I saw I did go up a few more numbers on my subscriptions on my YouTube channel. I will post this on YouTube and also on my Facebook business page. And as always, keep pushing and keep moving forward and keep trying to improve yourself. As always, I greatly appreciate everyone watching. And until the next one, we'll see you later.